On this President's Day, a new project titled In Pursuit is asking some familiar faces to share important lessons they've learned from former presidents and first ladies. Throughout a series of essays, Barack Obama will write about Abraham Lincoln, Bill Clinton will talk about Teddy Roosevelt, and Chief Justice John Roberts will cover William Howard Taft, one of my favorite presidents, just to name a few. The initiative kicked off today with a piece by George W. Bush about George Washington, where the former president writes about his predecessor in part, quote, "I often say that the office of the president is more important than the occupant, that the institution of the presidency gives ballast to our ship of state. For that stability, we are indebted to the wisdom of our founding fathers' governing charter and the humility of our nation's first president. It has guided us for 250 years, and it will strengthen us for our next 250 years. Joining us now, CEO of In Pursuit, Colleen Shogan. She's former U.S. archivist and was the first woman in American history to lead the National Archives and Records Administration before she was fired just about a year ago by President Trump. Colleen, thank you for joining us. I really want to get to the project. It's well-timed for this President's Day. But first, I want to just ask you, a year away now from your firing, I wonder any reflections that you might have had, especially given the fact that you are doing a project right now that honors our archives, our history, the bits and pieces of a presidency that the National Archives cobbles together. And yet it's in part that very reason that you yourself were fired.
Well, thank you, Ali. Yes, I mean, of course, that was a disappointment for me. But I think more important than the fact that I was fired is what the reaction to that event was. And after, thinking about it for several weeks, the organization More Perfect, which is a bipartisan alliance of 43 presidential centers and foundations and civic organizations, approached me about this project. And I decided, I wanted to stay in the game, and I wanted to create a national history-based civics project that could be relevant to all Americans.
It's really important work. To that end, I want to read a little bit more from President Bush's essay on George Washington. He writes, quote, "Few qualities have inspired me more than Washington's humility. I have studied the corrupting nature of power and how retaining power for power's sake has infected politics for generations. Our first president could have remained all-powerful, but twice he chose not to. In doing so, he set a standard for all presidents to live up to. His life, with all its flaws and achievements, should be studied by all who aspire to leadership. George Washington's humility in giving up power willingly remains among the most consequential decisions and important examples in American politics." We spent some time in one of our earlier hours talking about the characters and qualities that make the men, because unfortunately no women yet elected to this highest office in the land, the qualities that make these men great. And I wonder, as you've read these essays, certainly that one from George W. Bush, but the others you have coming, the characteristics that you think about in our presidents, or the best ones of them.
Absolutely. Things like perseverance, resilience, and also stability in times of crisis. Adhering to the beliefs that you bring into that crisis. In other words, we think as people who are adherents to democracy, the importance of compromise, and certainly the importance of compromise is critical to a democracy, but it's also important not to betray our moral principles in the process.
Colleen, Vaughn Hilliard here with Ali. Jumping off of the questions that Americans naturally have after your removal, for example, from our archives, what is your perspective over the course of this last year on the role that archives plays in American society today, but also down at the educational level, the role that civics plays as you see America going beyond its 250th year?
I think it's a critical question. I think archives and libraries and museums, they are cultural institutions, but they are also necessary foundations for a democracy. They're not things that are just nice to have for a democracy. We need them because they are the way that, as Americans, we can understand our shared history. And that is the only way we can hold our public officials, myself included, when I was in office, that we can hold them accountable. And without that accountability, we don't have democratic legitimacy. And then you asked a question about civics. Civics, I think, in the United States today is something that will never necessarily be a top headline on a newspaper, but it is one of the biggest crises that we have in the United States. only about 23% of our 8th graders are proficient in civics. So one of the things that we're doing at In Pursuit, besides putting these thoughtful essays online on Substack and on our website for people to read, we're also working with top organizations like iCivics, the Bill of Rights Institute, C-SPAN, Retro Report, to develop civics lessons and accessible modules for teachers so we can get these ideas into the classroom.
Colleen doing the work for me here. You can follow the In Pursuit series on Substack or at inpursuit.org. Former U.S. archivist and CEO of In Pursuit, Colleen Shogan, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.